What's going on, everybody? So as you see, we got the pistons put in, tightened down. This thing is super tight. We're gonna have to put some what do you call it? Feeler gauge in there, or not feeler gauge, plastic gauge to see what's going on, because this thing is super tight. The only thing I can think, this is a scat rotating assembly, so this ought to be the rods and the bearings inside should be okay. But what could be tight, you figure scat rotating assembly, scat, what they do is from flex plate all the way to a harmonic balancer. They put it on the machine and they turn at 10,000 RPM to test it, make sure it holds together. Yes, 10,000 RPM. So if everything is tight, it shouldn't be on the rod side, on the connecting rod side. So I'm thinking, because they supplied the bearings with the kit, so I'm thinking if anything's tight, it's got to be the main caps. That's got to be the problem, that they're too tight, because they didn't have the block to test the rotating assembly in. All they had was the rotating assembly, which crank and pistons and rods. So then flex plate and harmonic balancer. That's all they had to work with. They didn't have the block. So if anything, the reason for it to be so stiff, as you can see, good grace, it's so stiff I can't even turn that doggone. Yeah, so I tried to turn it, but anyway, so the problem should be either in one of these main caps. That's probably why she won't turn. It's too tight. All the piston rings are in and everything's where it's supposed to be, but it's very tight clearance. I asked my dad about it. He said it ain't bad, but it ain't good. So but we can go down here to the store and get some plastic gauge to see the clearance on it, see how tight it is. So we might need to get a smaller size main bearing. So might need to. But this is all standard size stuff, so it shouldn't be any issue. But we'll see. So for now, we're just going to put it aside for a minute. This 307, I've been working on putting this in another Laguna, another 76 Laguna. 307, why? Because it's different. It's not a 305. 305 is what came in them, but I figured why not a 307. Traded a moped for it anyway. And never had a 307, so I'd like to see what it does in comparison to a 305. I know it's a shorter stroke, bigger bore, so it may lack on torque, but it'll make up for in horsepower because of the bore size. So we'll see. I got a big cam going in it, over 400 lift going in this one. That one's on almost 500, so the lift of the cam. So anyway, that's where I'm at with it right now. Tightening up everything, got it torqued down the specs. So that's what I did today, and put a starter on it to test it, see how well the starter mounts up to the engine block and how it engages with it, with the flex plate. But otherwise, right now, that's where we're at. So it's coming together. I still don't have my fender on the car yet. Got to thinking, when we go to put the engine in, it might prove to be beneficial to leave the fender off, since it's already off. When we put the engine in, it'll help to not have a fender in the way, to give us some room for clearance, or somebody can reach in and, while one man's handling the cherry picker, the other guy can move the engine around if need be. So that's where we're at. as you can see here. I got all this sprayed with Flex Seal just to try to prevent too much rust from forming up and stuff. Try to preserve the old girl, you know. Try to keep her, at least the metal, from rotting away. I mean, plastic's going to do its thing because of the sun. But anyway, there she is. And until next time, catch you later.